What I can tell you for sure after 25 years in this business is people hate to be sold, but they love to be taught. I put this course together because I want you to know how to see what other people miss. Our goal is to become a professional. Now let me be really clear what I mean by a professional. It kind of goes like this. Everybody can tell you what happened, but a professional can tell you why. They've assessed the situation, they've seen what happens, but they can see things. They understand the dynamics between the variables so that they can manipulate the variables to get a very different outcome. More importantly, not only can they manipulate the variables, they can replicate that outcome. They can replicate that success. That's why these people are on the podium every year, year after year. That's why their careers go up and up and up. So they can manipulate it, they can replicate it, and then they can articulate it. They have the ability to capture what they've learned, capture the insight, share it with other people in ways that are easy to remember, easy to transfer, so that the organization's successful. And more importantly, because frankly, most of us aren't going to be working for the same organization the rest of our careers, they can take what they know, transfer it to these other business environments, transfer it to these other business solutions, and take it with them when they go to different companies. Everyone you meet asks 3 questions. That's what Lou Holtz says. And he says that those 3 questions happen in this order. Are you committed to excellence? Can I trust you? And do you care? Now listen, you've heard the saying that nobody cares what you know until they know how much you care, and I get that. But in this application, we're in a performance environment. And so right off the get-go, you've got to come in, you've got to blow their doors off, you've got to do a great job, you've got to show them you know what you're talking about, and it's got to work. If it does, then you can come back again and again and again. And once they see that you're reliable and you really do know what you're talking about and it really does work, then our business relationship can go to this whole other level where we can be a team and we can collaborate and I can see how much you care. And that's when things get really fun. When's the last time you were in a store and you were buying something and the assistant comes over and wants to help you, and about 60 seconds into it, you start to realize, I think this person owns the place. I think they're the shop owner. Think back to what that dynamic was like. What were they doing? What were they saying? What gave you the vibe that they own the place? Pastor Doug Wilson has a phrase I love. He says, authority flows to those who take responsibility. That's what we need to embody. We need to be the owner. We need to capture that sense of responsibility, and our customers have to get that vibe. Our organization has to get that vibe. Our team has to get that vibe. So I'm assuming you're a student of your craft. I'm assuming that you're here because you want to learn, you want to get better. So let me ask you a really important question. What 3 things have made you successful? Literally pause this recording, go get a piece of paper, go get a pen, write it down. Now look at what you wrote. Can you transfer that to other people? If I brought you into a new hire training class and I put you in front of a bunch of newbies, would what you just said, what you just articulated, transfer to them, apply to them? Or did you say something like, well, I've got great relationships? They don't have any relationships. They want great relationships, and they want you to tell them how to build and get those great relationships. So again, as we said, please take this to heart. People hate to be sold, but they love to be taught. And so if you're going to be great, if you're going to be a leader, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be a great teacher. And great teachers are great because they're also great students. Alvin Toffler has this great saying, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who can't read and write. It's going to be those people who can't unlearn, learn, and relearn. So, join me. Together, let's become elite.
Success requires insights. Elite execution requires training. Go to www.exsalesconsulting.com/special offers.